Hello everyone and welcome back to the channel. I'm pretty excited about this video. Today at 9:14 a.m. I woke up, I looked at my phone, I had text messages from my friends Michael and Taylor in our group chat where we talk about football stuff all the time. And I saw the greatest news that I've seen in a long time. Marty Hurney has been released, fired, whatever you want to call it. He's not the Panthers GM anymore. This is one of the greatest days in Carolina Panthers history. This is pretty much what I've been wanting for years. I know you're like, it hasn't been that long since he got brought back. Marty Hurney's been the GM of the Panthers for about 15 years. He was the GM way back in the day, and he got fired. I believe it was like, I think it was like 2012 or somewhere in that area. No, like 2014. I can't remember the exact timeline. Anyway, I've tried to kind of forget some of our GM stuff like that. Anyway, I don't want to reflect back on all that. He got cut for 5 years. He sat at the house. The other 31 teams were smart enough not to make him their GM, but the Panthers are not, obviously not smart enough to do that. So whenever Tepper got fired, or not Tepper, Gettleman got released, they brought Marty Hurney back as the interim GM. I knew for a fact, I just did not think this was actually going to be a real interim situation. Like, I was like, yeah, I just see them bringing him in as the interim guy, and then he just sticks around and stays there for years. That's exactly what happened. He's in that position way too long. The second stint was ridiculous. Like, I mean, the first one was ridiculous too. And if you're wondering why are you so excited this guy's gone, I believe it was. I wrote it down. I just want to make sure. He's 106 and 132. So he's won like 106 games as the GM, and he's lost 132 games. He's had time to build the foundation that he wants to build. You could say that for each time. I mean, even the second stint, like he still had like 2.5, 3 years to build his, like, whatever you want to call it, his vision or whatever. And he's had pieces to work with. I mean, I know that's not all on Marty Hurney, but like a lot on coaching. But Marty Hurney has made some just horrendous decisions as the GM. I mean, after Jordan Gross, not getting a left tackle. I know a lot of that's on Gettleman because he was here a lot of the prime of like that Super Bowl window with Cam and Luke Kuechly and Greg Olsen and all the cornerstones guys. But I mean, it's just. You go back and look at some of his drafts. It is just horrible. Like the 2010 draft, horrible. 2011 draft, he got Cam in the first round. That was great, but that was pretty much a no-brainer. You had the first overall pick, so I mean it was pretty no-brainer. I mean, and people always give Marty Hurney credit for his all his first round pick. His first round selections are so good. Like that's not a redeeming quality. Like that's like your job. That's what he's supposed to do. A good GM can build teams with the later picks. Like that, I mean, I know people are going to comment and be like, oh, what about Jeremy Chin and some of these other guys? I'm not saying he's never made any great picks, but there's been so many picks just thrown down the drain. I mean, it's just like, that guy, this team can actually move forward now. This team can actually do the rebuild and not just talk about it. Like, I mean, for the longest, like, I feel like since we got rid of Ron Rivera, that was kind of like the dawn of the new era or whatever you want to call it. But until, like, I just couldn't really, was really buying in as like, oh, this is going to be a new thing until you get rid of Marty Hurney. I mean, when you have David Tepper deeming Marty Hurney as I believe his exact quote was one of the best or the best or something like that, talent evaluators in the country, which is just absolutely ridiculous because that's not true. It's just kind of hard to take this rebuild seriously, and Tepper's new, like, I'm going to come in and turn this place around. The Panther fans deserve better and all that stuff. It's like, nobody's going to believe that till you get rid of Marty Hurney. And I do think partially they kept him around to do the stuff, the dirty work, and be the scapegoat of like, all right, we're going to get rid of Cam, we're going to get rid of Greg Olsen, we're going to do a lot of things that are going to make the fans mad. We'll just put all that on Marty Hurney. He's actually the GM. He's the guy, he's in charge of personnel. So we'll kind of, in a way, I kind of think they just kept him around to do that. I know that kind of sounds like I might be reaching or something, but I don't know why else you would keep him around unless you just are that much of a lunatic and think he's a great talent evaluator. Like, I've done air quotes like 5 times this video already. But, yeah, anyways, basically, this is one of the best days of Panthers history. It probably should be a lot more satisfying because they just waited so long. They should have done this a long time ago, and they kind of did it backwards. Like they brought usually you'll fire like the I don't know. I feel like it's kind of weird how they did it because they like got the new coach and then they kept Marty Hurney here and then they fired him. So I don't get the timeline of everything. You would think they'd kind of bring in like a whole new regime all at once or something like that, but it doesn't really matter. We got rid of him, and we can actually. I feel like Matt Rule's been calling most of the personnel shots. Really, I mean, you go look at like half of the moves that are being made. They're all like from Taylor or Temple and Baylor, where Matt Rule's coached previously before Carolina. But don't want to get off topic. This is one of the greatest days ever as a Panthers fan. This needed to happen. I feel like when we brought Marty Hurney back, we were just basically just admitting that we want to be mediocre again, like after getting rid of him. Not saying Gettleman was the greatest thing ever, but it's almost kind of weird how like with Gettleman and Marty Hurney is because it's like Marty Hurney, they're like complete opposites. They're like each of the extreme. You got Marty Hurney. He does a great like first round usually, and then after that he just cannot. Those later picks are he's just trash. And then you got Gettleman, and his first pick is usually like, okay, I don't really get that, like, or it was like it kind of made sense, but it just didn't work out. And then his later picks, he actually builds the roster with that, like like with Bradbury and some of those picks like that in the later rounds. I mean, I know Bradbury's in the second round, but still. But I'm pretty excited that Marty Hurney's not around anymore. I really won't miss him. I don't really care how ruthless that sounds. It was way overdue. The fact that he got released like back years ago and he was just basically sat at the house for 5 years and no other teams called him kind of indicates to me that he is not that great and only the Panthers are foolish enough to have them in that role. I think it was just I don't get why he even came back. I don't even understand like why he was your guy. It was just like they didn't feel like doing like getting somebody new or something. They were just like, well, let's bring Marty Hurney back. Like I don't like. And the main thing I hate, one of the worst decisions that Marty Hurney made, in my opinion, was signing both D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart to huge monster running back deals, like $50 million each or something. It was like $100, like $100 million tied up between the two of them for like way too long. I mean, why are you paying, like no one pays big running back contracts, which I kind of get, like, the McCaffrey one, but two running back deal, like they were never as good after that 2008 and 2009 season. Like that I never got over that. That was when I started hating Marty Hurney. And then some of the not getting a left tackle after Jordan Gross and some of the other just questionable decisions, like even the Will Grier pick, like I don't understand why you did that. Like I don't get that. This guy needs to go. He's gone now. It was kind of a rough day at work today, but honestly, I kept thinking, Marty Hurney is gone. The Panthers might actually get a good GM. It kind of got me through the day. I don't know how that doesn't get you through the day, through the work day. Well, unless you're Marty Hurney himself. But this is pretty exciting stuff. I feel like the new era, whatever you want to call it, is actually kind of starting now. So hopefully they can kind of get this rebuild going. I'm pretty sure, I would definitely say they're picking a quarterback in the draft now because the new GM is going to want to make it his own thing, which that's usually what happens. I don't see them keeping Teddy after the third year or even maybe after the second year. I definitely see them picking a quarterback in the draft. It's just kind of like a matter of who, really, if you ask me. Although I wouldn't be shocked. I've had somebody comment saying Parsons or some other guys like that. I could see that, but definitely see a quarterback in our draft this year with the new GM just trying to kind of make it his own. But, I don't want to go on too long. Just let me know what you guys think. Definitely comment. By the way, the comments, I think there was an issue with them. I had somebody message me saying they were trying to comment and they couldn't. I had comments on, but there's like this new setting on YouTube with the age thing. If you put like, it'll say like whenever you upload, it'll say, is this made for kids? And I was like, I didn't really know what to hit, so I just hit, I hit something, and then even though I had comments on, it was still not letting people comment. But I went and fixed that, so you're good to comment now. So give us your thoughts, and thanks for watching.